For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the Focus program. My name is Paul Dingeman. We're glad that you are here on Memorial Day weekend. We have got a very interesting show lined up for you. We're going to have some guests from the Gem Theater in Detroit. They got some great things to talk to us about. And then Dr. Bacheldor from St. John River District Hospital will be along, talk about things that are going on at the hospital. And finally, a press conference that we covered a week or so ago with Mr. Jeff Katofsky from the St. Clair Inn, where he talks about St. Clair Inn and what he did when he bought the Harrington Hotel in Port Huron. So that's our show. But let's begin with Mary Beth Quinlan.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Welcome back to the Focus Set. And Gary Mitchell, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Paul.
You are the co-owners of Gem Theatrics.
That's correct.
Not the theater.
No,
No.
just Gem Theatrics. We're a production company. We're not actually a theater, and we're out of Grand Rapids.
I think I mentioned that last year.
I think
you just slapped my hand and said, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh, well.
Anyway, it's great to be back.
Thank
This is
you,
our
sir.
5th year back here in Marine City in the St. Clair area for a show in the summertime, and we're thrilled to be here.
What's the show?
The show is Two Across by Jerry Mayer. Now, a lot of people don't know Two Across or Jerry Mayer, but Jerry Mayer was big in television writing in the 80s and 90s. He wrote for Mary Tyler Moore. He wrote for MASH.
Those are great shows and great writing, great humor.
He
Yes.
was
both of those.
script supervisor for Bob Newhart for all of those
Ooh.
years. And so this is a little sidelight for him. He's deceased now, but Two Across is an interesting play about two people who meet on a subway train.
Okay.
And romantic comedy ensues.
What, have you done this play before?
Well, we produced it in February in
Right.
Grand Rapids,
Right.
just for a quick one weekend thing, and that's sort of how we test a new show to see how it's going to play, where the laughs are. And we knew we were invited back to the Snug, so we, do something there, and then we bring it over here. And actually, this is the Michigan premiere of this show.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
We're honored. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Thank you for that. The Snug is just, as it says, its name says, is just a great little venue. You're so close to the actors and to the play.
It's perfect for us because we do two-person shows. They're intimate shows. They're not big set, big costume pieces. And so the audience is close to us, and we're close to the audience, and we love that rapport that happens between actors and audience.
You're going to be there for a couple weekends, June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and then the following week, the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th.
Correct.
The afternoon performances are at
3 o'clock
3
on
o'clock.
Sunday afternoon, and the evening performances are at
7:30.
7:30.
Yes.
Okay. And all tickets are $28.
All
so
tickets are, right.
So it's not, is this a family-friendly kind of thing? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, I would say mostly yes. The language is pretty acceptable in the modern era for most everybody except the smallest ones who aren't going to like the kissing anyway. So.
Right. How long have you had Gem Theatrics?
We started in 2010.
Okay.
And we've been doing two-person shows all around the state at libraries, schools. We were here 5 years ago with our John and Abigail Adams play.
I was just going to ask about that one.
And that continues to tour to libraries and schools for educational purposes.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, we enjoyed it very much.
And you really look, the costuming and everything else really makes the
that was her.
makes it look good and believable, and then the acting itself just adds so much to it. It's just how many times a year do you do that one?
Not as much now. It's it kind of goes in flows, in waves. We get really a lot of calls President's Day and Constitution Week, and sometimes the 4th of July.
In
2016, we were pretty busy because it was an election year.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next year or the next year you'll be busy again.
Right.
So, all right. So this one again is called
Two Across.
Two Across.
A comedy of romance and crosswords.
Okay.
Yes, they're both doing the New York Times crossword puzzle. That's what they have in common.
And that's what they have in common.
And they're the only people on the train because it's 4:30 in the morning.
Well, it sounds like a delightful play.
It's sort of a boy gets girl and what happens after that.
Great. Well, we'll have to come and see.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's right. Paul, Gary, always good
thank
seeing
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Seeing you, dear. We'll be back with Dr. Bacheldor from River District Hospital in just a second. Welcome back to the Focus Show. We have got the honor of having the Chief Medical Officer of St. John River District Hospital, Dr. H. Lee Bacheldor. Welcome back to Focus Set.
Thank you. The pleasure's all mine.
Nice to see you, sir.
Nice.
Lots of wonderful things happening on River Road.
Yes.
What's going on down there?
So we're resizing our hospital. That's
Okay,
our new
that's
term is called resizing.
Okay.
So we realize that a lot of medicine is being transferred from the inpatient setting to the outpatient setting. A lot of stuff, as we've spoken before, a lot of stuff is happening. More insurance companies are moving to get people treated in the outpatient. We're probably doing a better job taking care of people so they don't need inpatient settings. So we're kind of right-sizing ourselves. We have construction going on, hopefully to be done in the next 2 to 3 weeks with that.
Okay.
We're also doing some work in our radiology and mammography suite, our women's center, to make that a little more inviting. So we're going to have an open house once we get all those things put together in the next probably 6 weeks. So
what is the construction? What area of the hospital?
So we're kind of moving everything into one area of the hospital. So what used to be our maternal child department, which was a very
to the right.
Correct. It used to be a very big area. A lot of rooms weren't used because it was a big area. It's a nice area. So we've kind of split it down the middle and made one half maternal child and the other half acute care, medical and surgical care.
Maternal child, does that take them up to 5 or 6 years old?
No, that's mother baby.
Oh, that's
so
mother
that
baby.
Is delivery babies, obstetrics.
Okay.
Yep.
And the other half of the?
And the other half will be medical surgical. So it'll be for the medicine patients, surgical patients. You know, you get admitted with pneumonia, you get admitted with COPD, heart failure, you have your hip or knee replaced, you'll be in that area.
Previously, you'd go to the back of the hospital. If that
Correct. Correct.
Or the south side of the hospital.
Yeah, and we had a lot of that area that wasn't really being used. We had a lot of staff. We went through a kind of a separation of some staff just to get ourselves where we needed to be. And you know, when we look back for our book of business, this is where we need to be for what we have. So we're still there. We're not going anywhere. The hospital's not leaving. It's not closing.
50 years, I think it's been there.
Over 50.
Over 50 years.
Yes.
Started as a community hospital because of a need.
Correct.
And that need is still there.
Yep.
And you're filling that need.
Yep, we are. We still have the lab, we still have surgery, we still have radiology, we still have our ER with board certified ER physicians. So all that's still there. The only thing we've kind of lost in this is our intensive care unit.
Okay.
But we really, when we look back at it, our patients in the intensive care unit probably weren't intensive care patients like you would think at this point in time. You know, if you're really sick, you need to be in intensive care. You need to be in a major center where they have, you know, intensivists or physicians available 24/7. So those patients, when they're really that ill, we transfer them off because that's where they're going to get the best care.
Okay. You mentioned to me before we started that there's some new physicians coming to town.
We have 2 new physicians. One that started,
Wonderful.
Dr. Ben Smith. He is a family physician. He has taken the place of Dr. Hamilton, who retired.
Yes, he did.
Got a communication from yesterday. He's enjoying life up in the top of the thumb. So he's doing well, yes. And then his wife is Dr. Jessica Sholey. She is an OB-GYN specialist. And so she will be starting the first part of September. And they bought a house in the community. They're going to be a part of the community. So they are welcome additions to our medical staff.
Great.
We're looking at some other people too to broaden our medical staff, and hopefully we'll have some other announcements in the future.
You're talking about some expansion too.
We are. We're looking to develop a outpatient health center in the southern end of the county.
Okay.
So that'll be a building. Right now we're talking about 38,000 square foot building.
38,000.
38,000 square foot building. No. But it'll have primary care, specialty, pharmacy, rehab, some specialty services from St. John come up so people don't have to drive as far to see those specialists. So
that's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
You've got an outpatient clinic now on Fredmore Highway in the city of St. Clair that seems to get lots of patients when the people are driving by and need it.
And that's where Dr. Lambrick is, Dr. Don Lambrick. And we actually are, the need has been so great, we're expanding that building. So we're going to start construction to add on to that building, and we're going to add another physician there.
Wow.
And Dr. Ken Sun, who is our hospitalist, he is also going to be the hospice, but also start doing some outpatient work there. So he'll be joining her. And we still have our urgent care there, which is after-hours care and on the weekends. Good. So those emergencies that you don't need to go to the emergency room, but you can't wait till you see your family doctor on Monday.
Good, and I got to stop that bleeding.
Yep, and we have great docs there to take care of that. So.
Okay. But you're here today to talk about golf.
I am.
Your golf game, or not mine?
Not mine. Mine struggles too.
What's happening with golf?
So we have our 41st annual golf outing.
No,
Yep.
41st.
Last year was 40th. This is 41st. It's at the St. Clair Golf Club on June 12th, Tuesday, June 12th. And we have sponsorship opportunities as well as golfing opportunities. It's $250 per golfer, but if you get a foursome, you get a break. It's $900. So there's golf, coffee and donuts in the morning, golf, hot dogs on the course by, and I'm drawing a blank on the hot dog person. National Coney Island will be doing the hot dogs.
Oh, those are good hot dogs.
Yep, they donate and they come and do the hot dogs. We have raffle items. We're also raffling off a four-wheeler this year. It's actually in the lobby of the hospital. So we're selling raffle tickets and they're going like crazy. So five doctors have donated the four-wheeler.
Oh,
and
that's great.
So all the money that's sold will be profit for the hospital, and one lucky person is going to get a beautiful four-wheeler.
I happened to see you on opening day of Little League.
Yeah.
And you had the four-wheeler with you, and there was just people like bees around that four-wheeler.
We had people from Sheboygan buying tickets, so I don't have to deliver it to Sheboygan if somebody wins it from there.
You'll be happy to do
that. Yeah.
Now, do you still have room for golfers?
We do. We still have room for golfers, and we always kind of fill up towards the end the last few weeks. So, but we do, and then there will be a buffet dinner and a little short program after golf. So,
good.
Yeah.
So
it's a fun day. Hopefully,
River District Hospital has got lots and lots of things going on that are good and good for the community.
We do. We do. And we're hearing some good things in the community, some good press. And we were over the, you're closing and it's terrible stuff on Facebook, but we're now seeing some folks saying, we really need that little hospital. We like it. It needs to stay. So, and we are going to stay. We're not going anywhere.
There is a need, and you guys are serving it. So
yeah,
that's the answer.
Good.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
H. Lee Bacheldor, doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Dingman.
Good to see you. We're coming back in just a second with a story about the St. Clair Inn. Coming up next, we've got an interview with Jeff Katofsky, which conducted about a week and a half ago with the reporters from the Times Herald, the Voice, WPHM, and ourselves. And he talks about his purchase of the Harrington Hotel in Port Huron, and also about what's happening in both the communities of Port Huron and St. Clair. Let's watch that right now.
This is a good quiet place. If anybody, I can take questions here if you want, instead of getting out in the street. If anybody else has anything more, because that's the end of. That's all I can show you today. Anything else is a
little dangerous.
Yeah. Can you give us the passwords to the bar?
Yeah.
We'll see. You got to be nice to me. We haven't figured out how we're going to do that yet. I'm going to have fun with passwords.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Figure it's going to be baseball or music related somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. It was funny. I had breakfast this morning at the Raven. In Harrington, near the Harrington Inn, and Edgar Allan Poe's my favorite writer, and I don't know why I didn't connect it till I walked in. I'm like, oh, I'll eat here all the time. This is my spot. So, yeah, I'll figure something out like that. It may be Nevermore. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Anything else, guys?
Thank you.
All right.
Can you tell me what's going on with the Harrington a little bit?
Sure. We went into escrow yesterday. And with the close of mid-August, did an announcement last night, which I was told was going to be 5 or 6 people. It was like 70. That's okay. And we will fix it up, make it beautiful, and open her back up as a hotel, like it should be. Needs a lot of work, but not nothing like what this needed. I mean, structurally, the building's in good shape. As I told Jackie a few minutes ago, it's ADA is a big issue that we got to fix there, and obviously all the MEP work is going to have to be redone to make it to today's standards. But it's a beautiful, high ceilings in there, and you've got some great views. I'm going to do something off that roof somewhere because the views off that roof were unbelievable.
So structurally, it's in better shape than the inlet.
Oh, structurally, it's great. You could drop a plane on that thing. It's going to be the plane will be damaged. That building's in really good shape. Roof's in good shape. That is a MEP, ADA, and cosmetic, but you're still talking about 8 digits to do that.
Can I ask what you're going to pay for it?
You could. You could ask.
Well, the purchase price you said you
Purchase,
can't under the current.
yeah, purchase price I can't tell you. The all in I'm going to spend it'll be $10 to $15 million all in by the time we're done. I'm comfortable in those ranges. I mean, we haven't estimated it yet. We just started.
I mean, at some point it'll be at the date.
At some point you'll know. At some point I'll tell you. Just right now I can't.
And who are you buying it from? Who owns it now?
Two people.
Yeah, but it's you know what? They're not individuals. It's an LLC.
Yeah.
So I don't even. Is it terrible to say I don't know their names? I know the name of the company. I just can't remember their. If I looked at the contract, I could tell you. But I did it remotely yesterday while I was here, so I don't even have a hard copy yet. But we literally signed the papers yesterday. We signed an LOI 2 weeks ago, but we literally signed the purchase and sale agreement. Went to escrow. While I was on the airplane yesterday, I was using the internet and the GoGo Wi-Fi to get that finished up. So we're rocking and rolling there too. And we'll probably start right around the time we open here. You know, let's just move the crew down the street.
Crew's great.
Crew's great. Mostly local.
Yeah.
And they're great. That's an easier job. That's a 10-month job probably once we start it. I mean, I don't want to be flippant about it. It's a ton of work. It's just not what we're doing here. You're not going to see cranes like this, you know, things that you don't need it. The biggest construction you'll see is we are probably going to have to build another elevator somewhere for ADA. Because the elevator that's there now, I don't see how we can make it work. And you've got to have ADA access. And so that's probably going to be the biggest construction you'll see. Physical construction you'll see.
So about March it'll all start up there?
Yeah, February, March. I think that's probably right. You know, the good news is I don't have to worry about weather because the roof's already good. Everything we're doing is inside. It wasn't like here where we were racing against things and not able to do things. Can't pour concrete if it's under 20 degrees. I don't have any of that up there. It's all under roof.
No, I mean, anecdotally, is it how different is getting into a business up there than down here? Because in a lot of ways, there's all kinds of changes being announced to the plaza. People are sort of catching up to you. But up there, there's all kinds of developments already happening. Other hotels being built.
Port Huron's
condos.
way ahead of St. Clair. The downtown there is way ahead of St. Clair. And they seem to be doing it right. It's still, and this was a question that was asked to me last night.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I don't know nearly as much about Port Huron as I do about St. Clair. I've spent 4 years playing around here and talking to people, and I haven't done that up there. This sort of fell into our lap. But my impressions were twofold, maybe three up there. One is there's no nightlife. And I don't know whether that'll change or not. I don't think the Harrington's going to change that, but there's no nightlife. I don't see, just like I've talked about here, I don't see that boutique store. I don't see boutique retail up there. And when you're bringing people in from out of town that can afford to stay in the types of things that we're doing here, which hasn't been here, you need a higher end boutique store. And I hope to see that happen. It will happen in Port Huron before it happens in St. Clair. I just think they get it a little better retail-wise up there. I hope I'm wrong.
Sure. I mean, like you mentioned, they're a little bit ahead, which is why I sort of asked that question that way. They've got that fancy movie theater, which is very popular.
Oh, it's doing great.
Parking's very crowded in some of those areas, so they are doing well in some specific areas. But I was curious as to your perspective overall.
Yeah, my perspective is I still need to see the game stepped up, or I'd like to see it stepped up. I think we're going to bring in a different client into St. Clair County. Mm-hmm. It's somebody who can afford to stay here or afford to stay at what we do in the Harrington Inn, which is more money than we'll be the two most expensive hotels in the county. I mean, I know that. That's a different client that you're not used to. Well, that client has different spending habits and different wants and different needs for their leisure and different experiences, and they're going to want different kinds of shopping. And shopping's part of going away for a week. It just is. Right. You know, you're not just going to sit in the bar and watch the freighters go by. You're going to want to go out and look and see what the town has to offer and eat at some other restaurants and go into some shops and looky-loo, and we don't have it in either place. Port Huron's better than St. Clair. It's just a matter of changing your inventory and changing. You don't have to change your concept. You don't have to make your store really any prettier. You just have to have better things to buy. And I see a lot of vacancy in Port Huron. And so that concerns me a little bit. you know, there's a lot of stores closed. There's a lot of things going, but I'm seeing them pick up quicker. They're starting to fill up, and there's a lot more going on there. So I think in the end, I don't think the Harrington is going to be a draw necessarily like St. Clair Inn is. I think the Harrington is going to be a great place to stay if you want to be in Port Huron. You'll have a lot of business stay from the convention center. You have a lot of overflow from here, but it's not going to be a resort. And so I don't necessarily know if it's going to bring that couple for the weekend that just want to get away from their kids and their dog for a couple of days. That's going to be here, but they may go up there to shop, or they may go up there to do other things. They may go to Marine City to shop, because right now in St. Clair there isn't a place for them to shop. So that's a long answer to a short question.
No, yeah.
So that's sort of my take on it. You know, Port Huron downtown is way ahead, but again, you know, in talking, the city council members and Mayor Cedar, they get it here. They're pushing as hard as I'm pushing to get the retailers here to understand they need to change, and I'm starting to feel a little bit, really in the last few weeks, finally. I'm starting to feel the attitude starting to change. People are starting to understand, you know, it's going to be here soon. I've been saying all along, it's coming. Right. Don't wait till it's already here, because then you're almost too late. I mean, you'll catch up, but why would you? Get ready now.
There's all kinds
and now I'm starting to hear it's starting to get going on now, and I think that's great.
Starting.
Port Huron, they're already doing it.
Because of your impetus.
Well, I hope so.
Well,
that's true.
I hope so.
You said you're a priority here with local government. Do you think you're going to be a priority in Port Huron?
I do. I
get a warm reception?
Warm is an understatement. It was phenomenal last night. It was embarrassingly phenomenal. I mean, I don't do great with that. They could have been nicer. Could have been more gracious. I met a lot of people last night. My expectation and what I've been told is they said to me, whatever they're doing in St. Clair, we'll do better. I don't think that's possible, because I don't think a city could be better to us than this one. But the county and Commissioner Bohm and his cohorts and what they do for us, and you've got Senator Pavlov and Lauer. I mean, all these guys they're so terrific to us that if Port Huron does half of what St. Clair is doing, we'll be great. And I totally expect it. I mean, they're excited about it. That's their baby. I mean, this is St. Clair's baby. Harrington's their baby. And you know, my only line last night is why did it take me to do this? I mean, honestly, I'm the carpetbagger. Why doesn't anybody else see what you guys have out here? And I think what it is that you're all numb to it. You just live in it, and it's beautiful. And people say to me all the time, "What are you doing, traveling to Michigan every other week?" And I said, "Come with me and see it. You'll get it." You don't have this in California. We got our beaches, and it's beautiful, but you think I could do this in California? I'm spending $38 million here. I don't know if I could do it for $380 million in California, honestly, just because the land cost is so much different. You know, go to Malibu. Look what it costs to buy a shack in Malibu. I can't. Shaq can. Shaq can buy a shack in Malibu.
We're glad you're here.
But we're thrilled, and you know, like I said this last night too. You know, we're all in St. Clair County. We're believers.
Are you going to move here?
No, it's cold here. No, my SoCal blood. This is cold for me today. It's like 60 degrees. No, we'll be here quite a bit, but I don't do snow. Yeah, that's why I'm a SoCal. All right, thanks, guys.
Well, that's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. Thanks for tuning in. Good.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.